Is the Mandela effect real, and is it affecting the Bible, or are those who think it's affecting the Bible just poor scholars? I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, here to answer that question and to break it down from you from a dispassionate perspective, coming to you live from the heartland of America. Yes, I'm back in the heartland, coming straight to your heart. At least that is our hope. This is the Christian Whistleblower channel, and today we're looking at the Mandela effect and the Bible. Is it fact or is it fiction? Well, one thing that is guaranteed for this show is that a lot of people are going to have a lot of opinions, and a lot of people are going to be less than pleased with some of the things that I have to say. And to be frank with you, I'd rather not talk about the Mandela effect. I was brought to the Mandela effect kicking and screaming. I didn't want to be a part of it. I don't like being a part of anything that's pop culture related, but I got a call from Coast to Coast AM and had to become a quick expert on it. Now I'm on Coast to Coast AM talking Mandela effect, the Power Hour talking Mandela effect, and have become a reluctant de facto expert. So for whatever reason, ladies and gentlemen, that's the case. So it's not something that I fell out of bed and started thinking about only this morning. And when we talk about the Mandela effect, and we'll talk about the Mandela effect generally after we talk a little bit about it specifically as regards the scriptures. Now, as far as the Bible goes, you may not like my interpretations of the Bible. You may not like my beliefs about the Bible. You may not like my opinions about the Bible. Yet, they are based upon the fact that I spent 20 years as a full-time Protestant minister. I don't care how many years you were there. Well, I was there, and you weren't. I have a Bible college degree. I don't care if you got a Bible college degree. Well, I do, and you don't. And I have over 100,000 hours of study in the scriptures. I don't care how many hours you got. Well, I've got them, and you don't. And it is said that if you have 10,000 hours of study in any one discipline, that makes you an expert. So you have to ask yourself what having 10 times that makes someone, and then answer it for yourself. And the biggest thing, not only have I been doing this longer than you have, not only am I better at it than you are, I don't give a damn. My give a damn is busted. My give a damn busted a long time ago. I don't have any doctrines to defend. I don't have any positions to defend. I'm not a Christian. I'm not an atheist. I'm not an anything. So what I am is a investigator of the text. And that makes me more experienced than you, better at it than you for having done it for 39 years, and impartial where most of you are not. So that's probably why I get asked to go on these national shows to talk about these things, because people at least know they're going to get unvarnished, unshaded, objective and empirical research. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. So let's talk about the Mandela effect and the Bible. Now, I'm sure as we have a lot of opinions flowing into the chat room, we're going to have no shortage of people's opinions flowing into the chat room about this verse is a Mandela effect, that verse is a Mandela effect, this, that, and the other. And some of them are. Some of them are. I'm only convinced with all of my study of a couple of them. And unfortunately, most of what people think are Mandela effects in the Bible are a result of infamiliarity with the Bible and some laziness. I hate to say it, but and some laziness. Because if you're not, and let's just be honest, let's just be forthright, as Joan Rivers would say before she was killed for outing Michelle Obama and Barack Obama. Yes, I did say that. She would say, can we talk? Can we talk? Can we just talk? That's all I'm going to say. Can we talk? Most of you who call yourselves a Christian, honestly ask yourself, have you read the Bible from cover to cover? Honestly, can we talk? Those of you that are Christians, ask yourself honestly, Have you read the Bible from cover to cover more than once? Ask yourself, be honest. And we know by 95% plus, the answer is no. It's a busy world. We got things to do. We got a living to make. We got a fear and guilt control matrix to try to survive in. Have you read it even once? Have you read it more than once? Think about that. And if you haven't read it more than once, you can't call yourself an expert in it. And so many times these things that people tell me, oh, Jeff, this is definitely a Mandela effect. It just is from a lack of experience with the scriptures that you think it's a Mandela effect. And sometimes it's just lazy because all you hear it and it sounds good and you want to run with it. Let me show you how to make sure you don't look silly as far as the Bible and the Mandela effect. Because most of the time, what people feel is a biblical Mandela effect is just a modern translation, translating an older word that they remember in a different way. That's not a Mandela effect. And if you go on some magic mushrooms, you'll probably get some Mandela effects. It's not a Mandela effect if a new, more modern translation changes an old archaic word. It's not a Mandela effect. I'll give you a perfect example. I get a lot of pushback about, oh, Jeff, the Lord's Prayer was changed. It's a Mandela effect. I'm like, no, it wasn't. And no, it isn't. And people yell and scream and cuss and unsubscribe and resubscribe and unsubscribe and resubscribe. They get all mad about it. But let me show you how you can check if it's really a Mandela effect. A Mandela effect, a true Mandela effect, doesn't change the English version of the English Bible you're reading. A true Mandela effect goes to the original languages and alters and changes what was originally written by the original writers, or at least as far back as we can get originally, which would be right now the Greek and the Hebrew. So before you go announcing that you found a biblical Mandela effect, check the Greek, check the Hebrew. Perfect example. Let me show you this one. The Lord's Prayer has been changed. I know it has. It's a Mandela effect. Is it really? Well, let's take a look at one of these famous instances of a Bible Mandela effect, which isn't. Now, this is Matthew chapter 6, verse number 12. I'm going to give you a little bit of a clue right here as we look on this page. Here's ways to know, are you getting a real biblical Mandela effect, or are you not getting a biblical Mandela effect? Okay, and I'm giving you a little more magnification there so you can, we'll wait till that pops so you can see it in the bigger font, the larger size. So if we notice here, we're talking about to forgive our sins as we forgive those who sin against us, forgive our debts as we forgive those who, Joyce is making a funny a red letter day. Look, red letters, black letters, they're all Roman letters. Red letters, black letters, they're all King James letters. Red letters, black letters, 99% of them are deceitful, devious, and not for your good. But just look at this. See, it used to be sins, and they changed it to debts. Well, even if you look over here in the different versions, New International, debts. New Living Translation, sins. English Standard, debts. Berean, debts. But as you go down, you see a few of them that have sins, like International Standard Version. You find a few of them that have sins. And the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, is not because it's a Mandela effect. It's because the word that is translated as debts, this word right here, can be something that's owed, a debt, an offense, or a sin. So whether it says in the Bible, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, or rather it says, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sinned against us, it's using the same word. In the Greek, it hasn't changed. It's only changed in the English. Do you understand a little bit more what I'm trying to share with you now? If you go around saying it's a Mandela effect because it's changed in the English, it's not the King James Version anymore, bless God. Well, no, it's not the King James Version anymore. but it's not a Mandela effect. It's just a more modern translation into modern language. It's not a Mandela effect. And I guarantee you 99.9% of the Bible Mandela effects, quote unquote, I won't do the air quotes, I'll spare you that cliche, are not Mandela effects. They are people that aren't used to dealing with the word, people that are too lazy to do what we just did and check the original Greek. It's only a Mandela effect if it doesn't change, if it changes the original languages. Tracy Dyer says translation changes aren't Mandela effects. Otherwise, the Message version would be one big Mandela effect. There's no emoticons in the King James version. Come on, man. And of course, I'm going to get a whole bunch of examples of those right now, but that's okay. Bring them on. We'll show you what those are and we'll explain them to you. They're not emoticons in the King James version. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. How do you know if a Mandela effect is real? And then we'll talk about, and I'll use this to show you the one real Mandela effect that I've seen in the Bible. The one, as I said, the one real Mandela effect that I've seen in the Bible. I'll show you that right now. And this one is pretty famous. It's not like I discovered it, but I discovered that it is totally different in the Hebrew, the original Hebrew, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back to the lion and the lamb. Absolutely. And if you will Google yourself, lion and the lamb, should I do it or will I get busted for copyright infringement? Let's see what happens. We'll take a chance. We'll take a chance. We'll live dangerously. How about that? How about that? So let's take a look here, ladies and gentlemen. This is just Googling the lion laying down with the lamb. I just Googled lion. You'll see what I Googled. The lion lie down with the lamb. And here you got lions and lambs. Lion, get it, all over each other, and lion with each other. Lions and lambs everywhere. It's ubiquitous. The symbology is ubiquitous because that's what it used to say, ladies and gentlemen. The lion would lay down with the lamb. And what's funny is, like, you see this one right here? It's a picture. And it's a picture of a lion with a lamb. And then the text says, the wolf shall dwell with the lamb. And it's a freaking lion. And they're all over the place. The lion shall lie down with the lamb, but it's the wolf that's lying down with the lamb. Ladies and gentlemen, this used to say that the lion will lie down with the lamb. That's why this ubiquitous artwork, that's why you see it everywhere. It used to say the lion will lie down with the lamb. Now, here's the Hebrew. The wolf will live with the lamb. Let's look at the original version. Can it be a lion? No, it's a wolf. Do you see that? The word is a wolf. And it's actually a ravenous wolf. As you get more into it, and you can see more of what's actually happened here from this Mandela effect. But it just says the wolf. This word zeeb doesn't mean wolf. I mean, the word zeeb doesn't mean lion. Can't mean lion. Has never been used for lion. It means a wolf. So how do we go from the lion lying down with the lamb to the wolf lying down with the lamb? That, ladies and gentlemen, is a Mandela effect. Do you see the difference? It's not debt becoming sinner or sinner becoming debtor when it's the same word, just a different translation in the English, but the Greek root word remains the same. Wineskins and whatever they're called now, same Greek word. Same Greek word. not a Mandela effect. I'm sorry if I'm busting your bubble. Actually, I'm really not sorry, but I say that to be polite. And then I say what I just said, which makes it not polite. But at least you know that the thought that counts, that I am trying to be polite and I am concerned with your feelings, just not so concerned with your feelings that I won't tell you the truth. Does that make sense? I don't want to make you mad. I don't want to make you upset. I don't want to make you sad. But I'd rather make you mad, upset, and sad than to let you go walking merrily down your path with wrong thoughts about what the scripture really says, the text. And remember, folks, the text does not care what you think. The text, ladies and gentlemen, does not care what you think. The text does not care what you think. Okay, I see that we've got some stuff in, going into the chat room of people being all upset, and that's okay, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's just the way it goes. And I guess sometimes people just can't take the opinion of somebody that has a lot more study than they do. So I'll show you again. The wineskins is a Mandela effect. I don't care what you say, Jeff. It is a Mandela effect. It's a different word. It says bottles. It was wineskin. Now it says bottles, wineskins, bottles. It's not a Mandela effect. And I'll show you right now. And I expect you to say, Jeff, I'm sorry. You're right. I was wrong. No, I don't, because you never will. Remember, if it changes the English, it's not a Mandela effect. Not a Mandela effect. Because it's just a modern translation, and you haven't studied the Bible enough to realize it's just a modern translation. So here we go. Neither do men pour new wine into old wineskins. Let's see what it said. It's 9:17. What did it say in the King James? Where is it? Bottles. King James bottles. And then we get over here and it says, as we go to the actual verse, it'll say wineskins. It's supposed to be bottles, or it's supposed to be wineskins. How could it be? It's a Mandela effect. Well, folks, guess what? Guess what, folks? Where'd my wineskin go? We need verse 17. Guess what, folks? You know what's coming. Wineskins. A leather bottle, a wineskin. It's the same thing in the Greek. It's the same thing in the Greek. Don't get all upset. It's not a glass bottle. The bottle carried the true meaning of leather. It's a wineskin. It's a bottle. It's a bottle. It's a wineskin. It's a tomato. It's a tomato. It's not a Mandela effect. It's not affecting the original language. Ergo, it is not a Mandela effect. I'm not trying to upset you. Not trying to get you mad at me. Just trying to give you what the text says. And the text doesn't care what we think or what we've been taught. But if we stay with the text, then we at least have some type of a baseline to work from. But getting back, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you why this is such a true and powerful Mandela effect with the lion and the lamb. Because look at this wolf. This wolf, ladies and gentlemen, look what it says. The wolf. This wolf. And what is this wolf doing? Well, this wolf is doing some things. This wolf, and remember, it's not lying down so much anymore. He's doing what? He's living with the lamb. And look what the word living means. It means that he's dwelling as a newcomer without original rights. That's a Mandela effect. Do you see this, people? We're showing you, we're changing your Bible. It used to be a lion. Now it's a newcomer wolf who doesn't have original rights. Look at that. A newcomer without original rights. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a true Mandela effect. The wolf is dwelling as a newcomer without original rights. Without original rights, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see the huge, powerful, tremendous difference, ladies and gentlemen? That's the difference between a real Mandela effect and an imagined Mandela effect. Wow. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Has the Mandela effect hit the Bible? Yes. Is everything that everybody thinks a Mandela effect in the Bible a Mandela effect? No, not even close. For all the reasons that we just have discussed and have just talked about. So, is the Bible Mandela effect fact or fiction? Yes, it's both. Most of it, to be frank with you, is fiction. I found one place, and one's enough, where it is, without a doubt, according to the text, a fact. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Mandela effect in the Bible is a fact. It is a fiction. And it's up to you to be able to stay with the text, to examine the text, and to find and to keep yourself on the straight and narrow. Because that's what we want to do if we're going to be good scholars. Now, somebody asked, let's go to the chat room and talk about the questions. There's a lot of good questions in here. Kingus says, I have a huge feeling that CERN is causing the Mandela effect. Now, that's a very, very common perception, and you could be right. It might be CERN. I happen to feel that, according to my research, it's much more likely that it's D-wave computing than it is CERN. And since I'm making a big statement, I will give you the answers why. And I was so glad to hear Cliff High talking about this. I think he was on Coast to Coast? No, I was on Coast to Coast talking about him saying this because it was on one of his videos. After I had thought it up, I thought, oh man, Cliff says it's got to be even better. If you look at the rollout of the Mandela effect, we first started noticing it in advertising, some of us. Where's advertising? Madison Avenue, New York City, right? We noticed the Mandela effect in movies, Hollywood, right? Hollywood. Where is Hollywood? We all know where Hollywood is, and where what state it's in. And then we started seeing everybody talking about, the Mandela effect in the Bible. Well, we know kind of where the Bible Belt is, ladies and gentlemen. And if you follow the geographical beginnings and spread of D-wave computing, New York City, California, Bible Belt, Austin, Texas. And what D-wave computing does is it's called a drum, but it's really like a big, huge room/warehouse. And what they do is they super cool it to where they're actually making it so cold that they're pushing all reality, every bit of matter, and now they're actually forcing reality out of this place. So they're making a place in this 3D universe, in this construct, where there's no reality. And I started saying, if they're pushing reality out, where's the reality go? And when I heard Cliff say the same thing, I'm like, whoa, that's probably it. Because they're pushing this reality out, and it's affecting the other reality, and it's causing this warbles and wobbles and wiggles and waves and whatever you call it. And we're seeing the Mandela effect manifested through what comes out of California, manifested what comes out of the Bible Belt, manifested what comes out of Madison Avenue in advertising. Now, that's my opinion based upon my study. Not saying that's the only way to think of that. It could be, but to me, that makes more sense than CERN. That makes more sense than CERN for me. Healing Heart says the Mandela effect is an idea that people move between parallel universes. I had this happen and totally frightened a waitress. Oh, I bet you showed up or she showed up, right? You weren't there in our booth and boom, there you were. I've done that. I thought it was more of a, I didn't do it at a restaurant. I did it in regards to a parking spot. I'm getting ready to pull into a parking spot that's empty, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a car there. I almost hit it. I've been in a Starbucks thinking, man, this is the worst Starbucks I've ever seen. There's nothing even in the case. Boom, it's full. Those are the two times that I've seen it. Is that a Mandela effect, or is that just a reality dimensionality shift? So let's see. She was in shock and said, you just left on your motorcycle just before you came in. This went on for months. Is that a Mandela effect, or is that overlapping timelines? Yes and no, maybe. So there's a waitress. Dude, Healing Hearts would leave on his motorcycle. Let's hope it was a Harley and not a scooter. He would leave on his motorcycle and then walk back in the door. Oh, dude, that would definitely be a freak out situation. That's amazing. That's amazing. Is it a Mandela effect? I would say no, it's not a Mandela effect. It's more of a time lapse, time travel, interdimensionality type of a thing, dimensional overlap, whatever you call it. It's fabulous and very, very fascinating. Let's see. Oh, did the coffee ship? Usually I don't like people asking about business in the chat rooms when we're doing pleasure. We try to keep business separate from pleasure, but that's okay. The hot cup of shut up did ship today from our private roaster in Norfolk, Virginia. We had some trouble with the boxes and stuff because you got a mug and some coffee in most cases, sometimes just a mug, sometimes just coffee. Is it just coffee sometimes now? Well, anyway, it has shipped, and the hot cup of shut up is available on the jeffreydaugherty.com website, or you can click in the box below. Get your own hot cup of shut up. We don't just go to Sam's Club, buy some coffee, dump it in a new bag, and call it hot cup of shut up. No. My son, Joshua Allen Daugherty, he hand selects special coffees from around the world. He then hand roasts it, ladies and gentlemen, with his own little two baby hands. They're not so baby anymore because he's 35 years old. But I remember when they were little bitty baby hands. And now he's roasting the coffee by hand, aging it perfectly, placing it into hermetically sealed packages to ensure its freshness upon arrival at your destination. And with the mug, you can put that coffee, grind it fresh, enjoy the aroma, and then have yourself a hot cup of shut up. It's available right now. You can get a mug and drink non-shut up coffee in it, but that's almost like a sin. I don't know if that's right, but you could do it if you had to do it. Hot cup of shut up mugs, hot cup of shut up coffee, mugs and coffee. We've even got a coffee club, which might be ridiculously underpriced, so I might have to adjust the price on that. But anyway, it's there for now. The rods are there. The books are there. Take advantage. I did write a book called The Mandela Effect and the Prophet Daniel. That's why it says Book of Daniel back here. So that's a very good book too. Talks in very good depth about the Mandela Effect. And Daniel did predict it. Yes, he did. That whole Daniel statue thing, head of gold, silver, brass, Mandela Effect. Check it out. It'll change your life. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see. Does anyone know what is the black cube of Saturn? Well, it's the black cube of Saturn. I don't really know what to put it. We do have 5 cups left. I did make it home safely. Thank you, James Sheets, for that. Oh, I should do this while I'm doing that. Allison Marie, Elaine Martell, Vicky Rivera, Kingus, Barry Chad, Serial Dog, Joyce Marie, David Ross, who's been deleted a couple times, but that's okay, David. We're still glad that you're here. Healing Hearts again. Let's see. Miss Dawn is here saying hello. Healing Hearts says D-Waves run by CIA, Google, NASA, etc. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd like to see some documentation, but it's an interesting thought. Cynthia L. Tracy Dyer, VJB, 1976. Lorenzo says, hello, gods and goddesses. Whoever that was that just gave me $5 and show me, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Let's see. Constantly Contrary. Nice to see you in the building. Candace T. Have I seen you before? If I have, I apologize for not noticing before, but nice to see you here, certainly. Let's see. Philip Blair, Naomi Phillips, James Sheets. Oh, again, I'm repeating myself, but that's okay. I'm a little old. You have to give me some allowances on that. Michelle De La Rosa, Karen Steele, mass misremembering of an event. Is the Mandela effect simply, as Serial Dog says, mass misremembering of an event? I guess it's possible, but not likely. When you're talking about the ubiquitousness of something like, Lucy, you got some splaining to do, or Luke, I am not Luke, I am your father. I've heard James Earl Jones in interviews saying that line. You can watch it too. It's been changed, cousins, and it was changed at the causality point, because it's not there anymore. It's not just scrubbed. It's not just scrubbed. So Scotty Roberts in the house. Michelle, again, King of Kings. I don't think it's 150,000 hours by now, but it's up there. Tracy Dyer, Snopes is owned by Soros, not a reliable source. I'm not sure what Snopes is. Lucky Stone is here. Just an observer of truth. Don't bother trying to convince the blind. That's absolutely true. Karen Steele is here. And I'm looking for answers as I go through this. Nancy's here. She said it. Rocker Chick is here. Who sent me songs? Somebody sent me songs that I'd never heard of from Queen, and I was a big Queen fan. I thought it was a Mandela effect. Who sent me those songs? Crystal Katarski sent me those songs. Never Trust. Mark Toth or Toth Mark, all admitting they haven't read the Bible cover to cover, even though they had a long history in Christianity. Even Cynthia L says no. Vicky Rivera is here. Source Frequency is here. TikTok is here. Scotty Roberts, once again, Constantly Contrary. Tyler Day says that Mandela effect is part of the new energy shifts and timeline shifts and exposing the Bible for what it truly is. Yes and no. I mean, it definitely does have that. I do believe, I know my studies show me, there you go, that Daniel did predict that the Mandela effect would happen and that it would be an attempt to prevent the emergence of new revelation knowledge. It'd be a distraction and a distortion, keep people from grabbing onto things that are really, really important in order to hang on to things that are not really, really important. That's what Daniel said. I think he was right. Probably one of the great magicians of all time. But anyway, wineskins to bottles, we looked at that. Scotty says Leviticus is definitely the worst. And that was Christy Belly that brought up the wineskins to bottles. Thank you for doing that. Let's see. Kitten X is listening. David Salas, bold you are. What about Joan Rivers? Again, we talked about Joan Rivers. She outed Barack Obama as a gay man, and he can be a gay man, but just be honest about it, right? And then Michelle Obama as being a transgender person. And she can be a transgender person. Just be honest about it. Listen, I've said this before, and I know this is an area that some people get mad about, but I was married to a woman named Stephanie for 16 years. Never once did I call her Stephen. I was married to a woman called Hani, really, for about 18 months. Never called her Henry. Did call her Stephanie once on the honeymoon. Not a good scene. But I was married to a woman named Gloria for about 28 days. True story. Never called her Gary. Never. I was talking to Cynthia L. She was married to a guy named Matthew, I think, and she never called him Martha. She was married to another guy. What was his name? Danny. She never called him Danielle. She was married to a guy named Chris, and she never called him Christine. And yet Barack Obama within 4 years, calls Michelle Michael not once but twice. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, there's something going on down there. And I do mean down there. It's just, come on. And it doesn't really matter. Just be honest about it. That would be the thing. Why do you have to hide it? Anyway, and although I'm truthfully glad she was hiding it, to be honest with you, but let's move on. Let's move on. At least the mad have to look deeper, says Joyce Marie. Is this a red letter day? We already talked about that. James Sheets says the books seem to be out of order, which makes it a tough read. James Sheets, I don't know if you know, but that's one of the main reasons why I left Christianity, because the New Testament is completely, totally out of order. And it's completely, totally out of order, so you won't understand what was really happening. When you take the books in order, starting with James, going to Revelation, you see that it is a Twitter war between the forces of James and the original apostles and the forces of Paul. They're back and forth at each other. The apostles write, Paul writes. The apostles write, Paul writes. The apostles write, Paul writes. Did so, did not, did not, did so, did so, did not. And then they all, Rome comes and getting ready to kill everything. Paul runs away. And then 40 years later, John writes and wraps it all up. That's what really happened. It was a back and forth between the forces of the original apostles, or at least the what you would call, I guess, the anointed message and this message of the imposter, that being Paul. That was the real story. But instead, we get a reassembled, jumbled up New Testament that looks like we talk about Jesus, and then Paul gives us the real important stuff, and then we talk about prophecy. That's not the way it was put together, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lie. It's a deception. And there's only one reason why. You know when books are written and you put them out of order purposely, because you got something to hide. Doesn't sound like the word of God to me when people are intentionally deceiving you by intentionally putting the books in the wrong order and selling to you for 2,000 years that that's the way they were written. They're liars, and you ought to stop listening to them. I got to get one good finger point in. Let's see. Wasn't in the beginning God created the heavens, plural, and now no. Source frequency, maybe, but the whole point of that is in the beginning God, the word is Elohim, which means gods and goddesses more than one. That's the big takeaway from there. I don't think, well, let me look at it. I don't think there's a difference in the word. Let me see. Look up Genesis 1:1 real quickly and answer this. Did it go from heaven to heavens? We don't really need to know. All we need to know is what was it in the original Hebrew. And the word is, in the beginning, God created. Oh, come on, man. How did I jump all the way to Revelation from Genesis? Sometimes things just get wonky, ladies and gentlemen, and they get wonky at the weirdest times. I'm just saying, oh, that's what happened. That was my fault. No gremlins, just operator error. In the beginning, God created the heaven. Could go either way. Probably is heaven. The word singular is probably singular. King James didn't have it singular. Do the modern translations have it singular? Let me look and see. Do the modern translations have it singular? I don't think it's a big deal, but it probably should be heaven, not heavens. The original seems to be singular, but I don't get the sense from looking at it just on the top that it's a huge, huge deal. And I wouldn't call it a Mandela effect, but that's my opinion, and everybody has at least two of them like feet, and most of them stink. So anyway, let's see. Claudette LeBlanc, hello to you in Canada. That's a great Canadian name. Tracy Dyer said translations aren't Mandela effects. Otherwise, new versions would be one big Mandela. That's no doubt about that. Ben G says, how about the emoticons in the King James Version? You got to show me that, Ben. I mean, I don't mean to roll my eyes and go, pfft, but that's kind of what I feel like on the inside, but I won't do that. I'll stay open to you sending me Gotham ltd@gmail.com. Some proof of emoticons in the King James Version. Let's see. Freeman King is here. And it was hilarious in my church when the church would preach in the Message version. Yeah, that is hilarious. Mary Monica Mandela effect appears to be unique to YouTube. Well, that's just because we're the only ones on the cutting edge of cultural evolution, Mary Monica. We're the only ones that are real news. If it wasn't for the fake news, spending billions of dollars trying to create something that wasn't really there, they might have talked about the Mandela effect by now. That's all I got to say about that. Let's see. Crystal Lewis even has a song about it. Oh, interesting. Christy Belly, the wolf lies to the lambs. Yes. Steel X Dragon. Knew a lady that painted the lion and the lamb. Lots of them have. Daisy, Claire, Gabriella. Hello to you. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Bottles. Who said it was the ravenous wolf? Well, Vicky Rivera, if you look, Jesus, the Jesus character said that Paul was the ravenous wolf in sheep's clothing. The only Benjamite in the whole New Testament was Paul, the only one mentioned, and they are the ravenous wolves. Let's see. Jeff is Revelations and Revelation of Mandela Effect. No, Revelations is from stupid people that don't read and want to tick me off. It's never been Revelations. That's the book of Revelation, no S. And if you want to get me mad, if you want to trigger me, I'm working on not being triggered. How am I doing? But if you want to trigger me, like Rocky Stucci, if you want to trigger me, say the book of Revelations, because that ain't what it is. It's the book of Revelation. The S on the end of Revelation stands for stupid. Stands for stupid. Anyway, Christy Belly, who changed my personal Bible, they did. And the Lion and the Lamb and nowhere else, in my opinion. Benji's here to learn. So am I, Benji. Milky Way Messenger, nice to see you. Tiddly Bowshanks, nice to see you. Well, we went over Benji bottles. They're leather bottles, and we went to the original Greek. So there you go. Those Bible gnomes have been editing everyone's Bibles in the Christian bookstores. Said that Tyler Day. Very, very good. That's beautiful stuff. I love it. Yeah, Benjamin was said to be the ravenous wolf in Genesis 49:27. Paul is of the tribe of Benjamin, goes out his way to say it, ties him back to the ravenous wolf. Wolf in sheep's clothing. The Jesus character ties Paul to the wolf in sheep's clothing, to the ravenous wolf, to the wolf coming in where he's not supposed to be in the book of Isaiah. Apostle Paul, Antichrist, the first Antichrist, the first one against the message of the anointed, the first one against the message of the consecration, the first one against the message of the flow. I should rename it Apostle Paul Anti-Anointed. Not quite as catchy, but you know what I mean. If they poured wine in a shoe, that would be a Mandela effect. Yes, it would. Steel X Dragon. Urine. I can't believe I had to say that, but nice to see you. Let's see. Chris Rogers is here. So glad I didn't read the Bible. Yeah, I'm glad you saved yourself a lot of trouble. Trust me. Steel X Dragon again. The Rocky Stucci Media Meatball checking in. We'll be with you Sunday night with another nationally syndicated edition of Shut Up and Listen. Why are they changing it? That's a good question, Kingus. Why are they? Probably to show you they can. Maybe to wake some of us up. Personally, I think they're doing us a favor. Let's see. You always make a good case with my presentations. Thank you, because I'd hate to be making a bad case. Jeff did the look. Yeah, I did the look. I did my version of the look. SCTV. Let's see. Mandela Mile in the house. Roy Waymeyer. Michael Fair. James Newkirk. And Mandela Mile again. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Philip Blair, as he shows up, better late than never. There you go. Is the Mandela effect in the Bible fact or fiction? Yes, it is. Both. Planetary protector. Nice to see you stopping in at the end as well. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. We're here to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, and be your own guru, ladies and gentlemen. William Kobo steps in. Constant White steps in. What did William have to say? So was it changed recently or 325 AD? Don't know. It's just changed. When did the Mandela effect happen? Who knows? I mean, you could say it went all, who knows when it happened? That's actually a really great question. When did it happen? I don't know, but it did happen. The Great Deception, nah, don't buy that biblical imagery in my opinion. Please do give a thumbs up if you like this show. Give a thumbs down if you didn't like this show. Subscribe to this channel if you think I'm dangerous. I'm just getting started, so you want to keep your eye on me. Subscribe and hit the bell. If you think I give you some good information, subscribe and hit the bell so you won't ever miss any of that good information. Remember, hot cup of shut up coffee and the rods of truth. We're going to start doing a weekly rod show. Those are available at jeffreydaugherty.com or in the information box below. And what is this, Friday? Wow, it's been a great week. We got a big weekend coming up with Not Your Normal Sunday Show, Shut Up and Listen. Monday night, we've got Jeff Hammond or Harmon, I can't remember his name, great astrologer, on The Last Stand with the professor and myself. Lots of good stuff coming up, ladies and gentlemen. And I think this week I'm on the Tinfoil Hat podcast with, oh man, Sam Tripoli, great comedian, hanging with Rogan and Bravo and the boys. So we're looking forward to being on that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, rods now. That he died on the cross? Nah, I don't think he died on the cross. That is carp. I know what you mean, but yeah, I'll say that is carp. Should we do rods now? I'm gonna take 5 votes. I'll sit here and wait for the rods now. Yeses or nos. And I will do what you say. Nelson Mandela died in prison in the memory of Christy Belly. Very, very, very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's unanimous. Let's do the rods. Jesus was nailed on a cross with 3 nails. I saw a perfectly horrible meme of, I can't say it, but Jesus, there's more than one way to get nailed by Romans. That's all I'm going to say. Was Jesus nailed to the cross? No. He was not nailed to the cross. So, ladies and gentlemen, give me your, did Tracy Dyer send me that perfectly horrible Jesus meme? Give me your rods questions. We'll do it for a few minutes. Give me your rods questions, and I will answer them to the rods. Oh, the rods are the devil. I cast you out, Satan. What do you believe? I believe you need to watch some more videos on this channel, and you'll know. That's what I believe. Was Jesus hung on a tree? Was Jesus hung on a tree? No. Let's see. Will 88 PI's husband get a new job soon? I hate to ask these because I can't control them. Doesn't look like it's going to be soon. The rods. Are the rods the Great Deception? Should I open? Oh, she said it. Should I open a business this year? Yes, you should. Careful, though, because it was kind of a little bit slow. Will Donald Trump be reelected? Undoubtedly. Were the gods feminine? Yes, of course. Will we have a polar shift? No, I believe it. Is there going to be war with China? No, I believe it. Is Jesus real? No. Is Jesus real? See. Well, I mean, this is starting to get, if Jesus isn't real. Was Jesus an alien? No. Let's see. Alexandros, nice to see you. Edward, should I take a new job? Yes. Was Thomas nailed to the cross? Yes. Will Tampa Bay Clearwater have a major hurricane? No. Will I find my true love partner soon? Angelina. Sorry. Kurt, will I move? Yes. I don't know if that means you'll have a bowel movement or you're going to pick up and move somewhere, but something's going to move. Can rods alone change this planet? The rods say, hell yeah. Can love alone change this planet? Hell yeah. Was Judas the Christ? No. Have we been to the moon? Yes. Will there be an earthquake in San Francisco on August 11th, 2019? No. Will Sheila's special wish come true? Yes. Will she said it be living in the same abode next year? Way to get specific. Yes. Will William ever make it to Peru? Yes. Is Tiddly the man of the minute? Yeah. Should I cut back on the beer? Doesn't care. Did the Mandela effect start in 9/11? No answer. Goldie, will Goldie ever get the call? Yes. Is there a great solar flash incoming? Doesn't care. Yes, you will sleep again, Plum Moon Bliss. Even if you die from insomnia, you'll sleep again. Are vaccines safe? No. Is Yeshua Jesus? No. If it says Jesus is not real, isn't this kind of superfluous? Will the Vikings make the playoffs? As it stands right now, yes, they will. Keep checking back before you spend lots of money. Will the golf course Tyler works at be sold this year? Doesn't care or doesn't care to tell you the truth. Is Elvis living in retirement in Peru? No, baby, I'm not living in retirement in Peru. Will my sigil for Nate work? Will Michelle's sigil for Nate work? Not really going to give an answer on that. I didn't think they would for some reason. Was Jesus just the Godhead and thought process? Was Jesus just the Godhead and thought process? No. Is the Pope the false prophet? No, it's a false prophet. Should Tyler subscribe to Fluffy? Yeah, tell your whole trial. Does Jeff have more rods for sale? Of course he does. Will there be war in America? What? Will there be war in America? Huh. That one put me at a standstill. Will there be war in America? Said yes, there will be war in America. Wow. That one I'm not really sure what to think about. Let's break that one down. Is Hillary a true reptilian? Yes. Is a hot military war coming to America? No. Okay. I like that better. I like that better. Is there going to be a hot military war in America? No. Is there going to be war in America? Yes. Huh. So there you go. That's what I was thinking, James. Is America at war right now? Yes, and it really is. It really is. Good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Ben G, are aliens really demons? No. Are there real zombies? Yes, I like it. Will Chinese eyes get her stuff together? Yes. Is urine therapy beneficial for humans? Yes. Is eating garlic beneficial for humans? Yes. Did Satan create us? No. Should we pray? No. Is the Queen of England a shapeshifter? Is the Queen of England a shapeshifter? Doesn't really want to answer that. Will there be another civil war in the United States? No. Let's see. I'm a dude. Okay. Will eating mangoes cure cancer? Really? Will eating mangoes cure cancer? No. Will we see aliens from space in our lifetime? No. Maybe they're not really from space. I think that's it. We'll put a lid on it right there. Some good questions. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. 100 again. Well, Michael Fair, you can disagree all you want, but I don't think it's true. Will there be another civil war? No. Oh, God. Is the Paul McCartney is dead conspiracy true? No. I wrote a book on that, by the way. Are they interdimensional? Yes. Ouch. Oh, sorry. One more time, I'll ask it. Will there be a civil war in the United States of America? No. Okay. You are welcome, everybody. Nice to see you all here. That's been some fun stuff. That's been some interesting stuff. And remember, the Mandela effect in the Bible, fact or fiction? Yes, it is. If you think you've seen a Mandela effect, go to the original languages and see if it happened there. And until next time, remember, folks, we are the last generation of real humans. We really are. And if we don't win, history is written by the winners. So if we don't win, no one will ever know what we did. So I've got a solution for you. We can do this. Let's start winning, winning, winning. So together, we can build a better tomorrow and write the history of how we took this dimension back. Until next time, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, reminding you, you are the last generation of real humans and encouraging you, let's get busy.